Welcome to Ill Informed with Mikey and Ethan. This week's guest, MMA fighter, Brian the Predator Rogers.
This is Brian the Predator Rogers. Thanks for joining us today in the studio.
It's by appointment only.
Thanks, Ramon.
Thank you. How's it going?
Coffee's great.
This is the best barber in the world.
The best barber in Cleveland or the best barber in the world?
World.
All right, I'll take
He's
it.
internationally known and locally accepted.
Unfortunately, we have to start this with a little bit of Brian Rogers' discipline because somebody here didn't do his homework.
You don't know how to Google?
I mean,
All you gotta do is Google or Yelp.
Goggle.
Not Yelp.
If you are on Yelp, how many dollar signs are you?
Low budget celebrity, so it's like a 2-star.
How'd you get the name Predator?
I used to have real long dreads in college, and one of my roommates that I played football with and lived with at the time said, he's like, dude, you're starting to look like the Predator, and just kind of stuck.
Would you fight Arnold Schwarzenegger?
He's 60 years old.
Again.
Yeah,
You think you could take him this time?
maybe. He's
older now.
He's off the juice.
You wouldn't be using the cloaking then?
I'd use the cloaking though.
You work with kids with behavioral issues?
Yeah, kids with emotional and behavior issues. Sometimes it can be more mental health related. Sometimes it's just discipline and behavior.
So how do you not break them?
I don't have a ton of patience for like regular, normal people, most people in society, but I have a ton of patience for those who are less fortunate than most and those who have natural disabilities. I thought about all the opportunities that I've had growing up and like the positive role models and influences around me, and I thought I should put that energy into those who may need it. I always thought kids that I played football with that had learning disabilities or just didn't have good role models or good leadership, they fell by the wayside, which is why I went into special ed in the first place. I thought it would be a waste of my college experience just to do physical education or something else like that.
One day I want to go back into teaching. What is the best martial arts form for that?
I mean, any martial arts is good. You know, traditionally, like Taekwondo is the most popular like, martial art for like kids.
And it's not for the kids, because I love working with the kids. It's for their annoying parents.
I would more recommend going into like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Judo. There's still some belt and ranking systems, but I think it's a little bit more real life prep as well.
You work with these kids and you're an MMA fighter. How are the kids allowed in the ring?
They're not.
So how do you do both?
When I was still working full time, I'd work I had to be there at 7:45. School ended at 2. I got out by 2:15. A little bit of downtime, and I just trained in the evenings. And doing that, it just doesn't work. So I chose to leave my full-time job as a teacher, and I partnered up with this organization called Fund a Fighter. And a lot of times, like fighters would use it to raise money for their training camps, help with expenses, because like fighters, we only get paid when we fight. Instead, what I did was donate it back to the LEAP program, which I used to work for. They're gonna put it towards either computers or iPads and stuff like that, because a lot of standardized testing is going to kids having to do it on the computer. So if they can get a jump start on that, that'll help them in the long run.
I got one bone to pick with you. You told me if I could get in the cage, I could do anything. How come I can't breathe underwater?
But unless you're gonna fashion gills to yourself, that ain't gonna happen.
You know a good gill guy in Cleveland?
I got a gill guy.
So this question is actually really for the ladies out there. What's my phone number?
If we have him read your phone number out loud, they might think it's his phone number.
Yeah, let me get that for you.
Have you guys heard his voicemail?
Ladies and gentlemen, you've reached Bellator middleweight Brian, the Predator Rogers. Currently, he's either teaching or fighting inside the Bellator cage. Please leave your message after the bell.
Brian Rogers, MMA fighter, teacher, overall hero, and the handsomest person we've ever featured on this show.
This has been Ill Informed on Wayward Nation.